What's up, everybody? Joe White here, rolling down the road up here in Northern Virginia, heading back up to Pennsylvania to hopefully, finally get the oil change on this truck. It's about 3,000 miles overdue. And a lot of people don't realize everything's jacked up on these vehicles. While you're putting quarts of oil in your car, I'm putting gallons of oil in this truck. So, needless to say, I'm probably not going to get out of here tonight. I'm probably going to go deliver this load now. Got to go to Pottstown, PA, deliver this load, and then drive the hour and a half back down to the shop. Um, anyway, so SmackDown has come and gone, and last night we got a big old nothing burger, big old nothing sandwich. Yeah, we figured out that it's going to be Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, and we got the Elimination Chamber set, and that's all well and good. And honestly, last night's show from a wrestling standpoint was okay. Miz and Logan Paul was kind of rocky. How Logan, let's talk about this. I loved last night how they're giving the rankings for the WWE video game. And for those who don't know, every year when the wrestling video game comes out, they give you an overall ranking when you go to pick your wrestler when you're having a match. So it's like Undertaker would be 90, John Cena's 99, Brock Lesnar's a 99, Kofi Kingston's probably around the 80s or 70s. They do it on a scale of 1 to 100. How in the blue hell is Logan Paul a 90 in that video game? How in the blue hell is he a 90? He's had maybe, 10 matches? If that? In WWE history? And he's a 90? They showed the graphic Miz is an 89. And he's a two-time Grand Slam champion. But no, Logan Paul, 90. Makes no sense. No sense. Logan Paul should be like lower 80s. Come on now. What the hell are the people at 2K thinking? So, I did like how they did the rankings on screen, though. It's a good way to plug the video game. Good way to release the rankings because all the wrestlers, oh man. If you think they obsess over their spot on the PWI 500, you should see how these WWE wrestlers are utter marks for themselves when it comes to, what's my rating in the video game? Just shut up and take your paycheck. They could put me in that video game and rank me a -5 and I'd still be happy. I'm in a video game and they gotta pay me for the likeness rights. Come on. Rankings. Anyway, Logan Paul being a 90. Well, stupid Mark Joe White is undefeated. No, he's not. Stupid Mark Joe White is Logan Paul. He's a big superstar. No, he's not. I'm sorry. I could give two craps. Yeah. Has he surprised me? Yes. He's utterly surprised me. But would you really miss him if he never showed up in the first place? Would you really be going, gee, I wish we had that one idiot on social media who goes around and films dead bodies and gets into useless boxing matches and all this? No. He's not needed. Anyway. Oh, here's another thing about the video game. Post Malone. This face tattooed idiot. This chucklehead's in the video game too. This is stupid. What are we doing, 2K? What are we doing? Well, it's his dream to appear in a video. I don't care. Go get another face tattoo, write some more awful music, and leave my video games alone. And the soundtrack to this thing looks awful. Stupid Mark Joe White don't keep up modern music. No, I don't. I can't. I listened to Elliot in the morning on the radio, as I said in my previous video. That's the first time I've listened to terrestrial radio in about 5 years. Golly. Terrestrial radio's dead. And I'm sorry, just because he's on Spotify, people listen to that mess. I'm sorry, that's no different. Radio for me died a long time ago. All forms of radio. Anyway. That's why we used to call this internet radio, and now we just call it podcasting. Because we're pod people now. But whatever. So SmackDown gave us a big old nothing burger last night, and we got The Rock coming out in his nice fly-looking shirt, looking like the corporate Rock of old, kind of. Talking about calling the fans trailer park trash and same old shtick, and basically like we got nothing from Mania except for the fact that Rock is full in this double agent mode. Rock is full on in this double agent mode. Let me tell you what I mean by that. For those who don't know, remember WrestleMania 14? What did they do for WrestleMania 14? They had Mike Tyson as the special referee or the outside enforcer for Stone Cold versus Shawn Michaels. Main event, WrestleMania 14, Boston, Massachusetts. It's my favorite WrestleMania. I love WrestleMania 14. Every match was awesome. So what happens? They bump the ref at WrestleMania 14. Austin ends up hitting the stunner. Mike Tyson comes in, does a bit of a fast count as that buzzer goes off. Stop it. Does a bit of a fast count. Counts Michaels out. Austin wins the belt. Mike Tyson is now a babyface. He was a double agent all along. That's what's going to happen with The Rock. Do I think we get our little tag match at the beginning? Yes. Do I think we're going to see Rock wrestle? Yes. I think it's going to be night one. And I think after The Rock and Roman lose that match, because they got to lose. I would think that they'd have to lose. So the next night they go into their one-on-one with Roman and Cody. Rock comes out, and you're thinking, okay, here comes The Rock. He wants payback for the loss. No, I think he turns on Roman Reigns and rock bottom, whatever, people's elbow while the ref is bumped. Cody hits his 2 or 3 crossroads, and that's it. The Rock is now a babyface again. Cody has his title. Roman Reigns goes for a while, and we get Rock and Roman at SummerSlam, which then leads to the Samoan Civil War in War Games at Survivor Series. And that's if The Rock is going to stick around for more than one match. So I think that all this again is just last night though was completely pointless. The only thing it showed was that yes, The Rock is quote unquote in the bloodline. And The Rock is now the leader of the bloodline. Rock has now surpassed Roman Reigns. The Rock has overshadowed Roman Reigns. You can try to tell me otherwise. Oh, John, they're working as a team. One's just as equal. No. And let me tell you why The Rock is turning babyface after all this. At the end of the day, The Rock needs to be a babyface for multiple reasons. He needs the fans to be behind him with this football league launching. It's going to launch before WrestleMania in March, but WrestleMania ain't but about a couple weeks afterwards. The Rock has movies, and while Black Adam tanked at the box office and Young Rock has tanked on the damn small screen, so much so that they moved it around played the shell game with that. What night is it on? So much so that they finally canceled it. Rock needs to get back in the good graces of the people, and he's relying on the wrestling fans to come in and save his acting career. He's got Moana 2 coming out. If he's even in that, which I think he will be, he has to be. He was the best part of Moana 1. But anyway, he needs to get back in the fans' good graces. He needs to be a babyface. His acting career is now fledgling. As far as the general public goes, when him and Oprah asked for money, it was kind of like, hey, why are the goddamn multi-billionaires asking for money? So they soured then. The Rock is doing his rebuild tour. That's what this all is. Anybody who says otherwise, you're freaking kidding yourselves and you're just nothing but a shill for the right of mark for The Rock. You're not wanting to look at this from a business or PR standpoint. He's on his comeback tour, his make good tour. And do I literally believe that they thought that this was going to happen, Rock and Roman at Mania, and that bypassing Cody would not get this reaction? At first, yes. I don't think, again, go back on the channel a couple videos ago. I don't think they expected it to be this harsh and this much. But it is. So now they're having to, backtrack. Do a little evasive maneuvering. There's no scenario where The Rock comes out of WrestleMania heel. I'm sorry. WrestleMania Night 1, yeah, but by WrestleMania Night 2, he's going to help Cody Rhodes win that belt. And then they're going to do the big press conference afterwards, just like Tyson did with Austin. We were in league all along. We were in tandem all along. That conversation that we had months ago, this is what it all was. This is the plan from day one. It's the only way I could get the title. It's the only way. The only way I could beat the Bloodline was from within the Bloodline. There you go. Problem solved. Cody goes on to face LA Knight and any other people that they have on Raw. Drew, whatever. Drew's on Raw. So they can't, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. Finally, that title. I still think they may unify those belts because once you get the belt off Roman, I agree with what Whitehouse said on our podcast the other night. They did it for the networks too, because USA is like, hey, where's our champion? If Roman's only going to wrestle every now and then, we want a champion over here. We don't want him exclusive to SmackDown. We don't, we want to have a world title too. So they created this title. But the main reason why this title was created was because there was legitimate fan backlash that came about once again because Roman Reigns the word came out that Roman Reigns was having a part-time schedule. So now that you're going to have Drew winning his title and Cody having a title, you got two people that are quote-unquote workhorse champions. Maybe Drew won't be a workhorse champion. Maybe Drew will have that. Maybe Drew will have the cheaper schedule, the lighter schedule after all this is said and done. Who knows? But I don't think there's a need for two titles anymore. I really don't. I really think that you can bounce around, even with the Netflix deal and the USA deal happening. I really think you could go back to having one champion. And like I've said before, you have your champion on defending the title against a SmackDown superstar 1 month. And while that big program is going on, guess what? The Intercontinental title on Raw is now your main event. And it elevates that title. Then the next month, maybe Cody goes to Raw and defends against a Raw superstar. What does that tell you? The U.S. title on SmackDown is now your SmackDown main program, and it elevates that title a little bit more. To me, it's no different than when the NWA champion would come to your town, the promotion's quote unquote world title got demoted a little bit for that week when he was in town. So it's possible. It's a way to happen. It's a way to, equal out the ratings. So, yeah, I mean, it's just. And with Raw moving to Netflix anyway, I know Netflix is trying to do live programming, but it's not going to make it appointment television. You're still going to be able to go on there an hour after the show and watch it anytime you want to on demand. Unless they have the Peacock deal disrupting that, which means then you have to go to Peacock to watch it. But you can do that, I think, 30 days afterwards. So, I mean, it's. I think we need to get back to having one champion on both, going back and forth between both brands. I really do. I that world heavyweight title is obsolete once that other title, once the WWE title is taken off Roman Reigns. Truly is, in my mind. A lot of people are calling it obsolete now, the way they've been treating it this past month, talking about Seth Rollins, how he's the number twos and the losing champion and the second place belt. Having him tag with Cody, all that, it makes that title less than. I could care less really who wins that chamber match. It's probably going to be Drew, and we're going to get Drew versus Seth, and it's going to be a hell of a match, and Drew's probably going to win. But I just don't think it's needed anymore once Roman loses that title. But no, I mean, getting back to SmackDown, good show. Big old nothing burger at the end. It was basically Rock coming out doing the same old shtick. And a lot of people are going, yeah, Attitude Era Rock. That's the Rock we needed. That's the Rock we wanted. Enjoy it while you can, because he's turning babyface in 50 days. Less than 50 days. He's turning babyface again. Anyway, folks, if you see a big rig on the road, give us lots of room. Do not tailgate us. Let us over if we need to get over. Go the speed limit. If you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you, and we'll see you down the road.